As we gather on the eve of this historic discussion, let's sharpen our minds as we would our blades.
Blades sharpened, Jacob, though I suspect we'll find our strategies as diverse as the eras we hail from.
Diversity breeds strength, Wild Bill. Our varied tapestry of warfare will only deepen the discourse.
Well said. It's the fusion of past and present that carves the future. I'm here to chisel away at history's marble.
Carve carefully, then. History is a stern teacher. She doesn't tolerate fools or revisionists.
Stern, yes, but wise. Let us approach this round table as a dojo, where respect and skill shape the warrior.
A dojo debate. I like the sound of that. No punches pulled, no holds barred. We keep it real, we keep it raw.
Raw and real, just the way a soldier likes it. Let's dive into the tactical fray and see where we emerge.
Dive we shall, but let us also endeavor to rise with insights that honor those who fought and fell on that day.
Honor, insights, and a dash of unvarnished truth. Let's get to it, commanders.
Unvarnished, indeed. This won't be a gentlemanly tea party. It's the guts of D-Day we're after.
In the spirit of Bushido, we seek the truth, even if it cuts deeper than a katana's edge.
Then let's cut to the heart of it. D-Day awaits.
Operation Fortitude, where the Allies turned deception into an art form. We played the Axis like a fiddle.
Played them, sure, but it was a high-stakes game. One slip and the whole invasion could have been compromised.
High stakes indeed, yet the Allies wove a web of lies so intricate it could only be admired.
Admired, but let's not clap our backs too quickly. It worked because the Germans were primed to believe it. We just nudged their paranoia.
Nudged? We shoved it over a cliff with sheer audacious bluffing. Patton as the decoy was a stroke of genius.
Such strategy mirrors the cunning of Takeda Shingen's shadow warriors. False camps, dummy orders, it's an ancient ruse rejuvenated.
Ancient or not, it was effective. Misdirection is a fundamental tactic older than Sun Tzu.
Right, Jacob, and with Fortitude, we took Sun Tzu's playbook to a whole new level.
But reflect on this. The cost of misinformation can burden the soul. Truth should not be a casualty of war.
In war, truth is the first line of defense we abandon. Not saying it's right, just that it's war.
War indeed, and in war, truth is a luxury on the front line, and a necessity behind it.
A fine line, but as the bamboo bends in the wind, so must the warrior bend with the nature of conflict.
Nature of conflict, sure. But remember, we bent it to our will, not the other way around. Fortitude didn't just happen, we made it happen.
And make it happen we did, through sweat, blood, and a damn good poker face.
Air superiority during D-Day wasn't just a tactical choice. It was the linchpin of the entire operation.
True, but air power alone doesn't win wars. It's men on the ground, with rifles in their hands, who take the day.
Both of you hold merit in your stances. The eagle's eyes were needed, but so were the lion's claws.
Air power shapes the battlefield, molds it so those claws can strike effectively. It's a dance of death from above and below.
A dance indeed. But let's not forget, air power can't hold ground. Boots, not propellers, claim the land.
The support of the Falcon allows the Tiger to hunt with precision. Air superiority offers that advantage. Silent wings to precede roaring guns.
Katsuro's onto something. It's about synchrony. Pilots clearing the way for grunts, a symphony of destruction, sadly necessary.
Synchrony requires trust, communication. Lives were at stake based on those calls from above. A heavy responsibility.
Heavy indeed. As we laud our successes, let us not dismiss the gravity borne by those who soared and those who stormed the beaches below.
Every tier of our forces played its part, none more prominent than the other. Air superiority was the opening act of a much longer play.
And every act counts in the final bow. A successful invasion was the goal, and the skies cleared the stage for that drama.
May we remember it was not the sky nor the land, but the heart and resolve of warriors that carved a path to victory.
Carved with precision from above. Never underestimate an eagle's talons when the time comes to strike.
The French resistance's role in D-Day. It was the underground pulse of the invasion, feeding vital signs to the Allied heartbeat.
Pulse, that's putting it mildly, Nadia. They were the nervous system, surveying rail lines, tagging fortifications, Unsung heroes that tipped the scales.
No argument there, but I'll play devil's advocate. How much can we trust a civilian force with something as critical as the invasion of Fortress Europe?
Jacob, their very lives were the currency of their trust. Their country, their homes were at stake. They were as committed as any uniformed soldier.
Precisely, Queen Alethea. One's devotion to their homeland requires no uniform. Their bravery carved out an advantage as sharp as any samurai's blade.
I'll concede the bravery is evident. But operational security with so many players, that's a gamble.
A gamble, Archie. Necessary risk, I'd say. These brave souls were reconnaissance incarnate, turning the invisible into actionable intelligence.
And today, we operate with a broader definition of what constitutes an intelligence asset. The resistance embodied that long before our formal doctrines caught up.
A fair point, Nadia. We've learned the hard way that information can be both shield and sword, civilian or not.
And information is only as powerful as the trust in those who wield it. Their fortitude fueled our cause, a fact we should not understate.
Trust is not given lightly. It is earned through action and sacrifice, a truth they embodied with honor.
Action, sacrifice. Words etched on the heart of every Allied plan and vivid in the endeavors of the resistance.
Without them, D-Day could have been a different tale entirely. A page of history written in their courage, I might add. The Higgins boats, the Mulberry harbors. Without this amphibious tech, Normandy is just a daydream.
Credit where it's due. Those boats were sitting ducks during the landings, but they got our boys across the channel.
An impressive union of invention and fortitude. Those vessels bore the weight of liberty on narrow beams.
Still, let's not glamorize it. Those landing crafts were steel coffins if there was too much resistance on the beaches.
Steel coffins or not, we needed them. Without that tech, you couldn't put a division's worth of men and material on those beaches.
This advancement is commendable, transitioning warriors from water to land with such swiftness. In days past, a moat was a significant barrier. Normandy turned that notion on its head.
Katsuro, a moat turned on its head. That's well put. The enemy shore was no sanctuary for the Germans by any means.
But those harbors, let's talk about those. Floating fortresses conjured overnight. Now that's military ingenuity.
Indeed, Jacob. To think these fortresses swayed on waves yet offered solidity in chaos, a reflection of careful minds and sturdy hands.
And the versatility, modular, adaptable, I see the same principles in our modern-day deployments.
Adaptable, yes, but as vulnerable as Achilles' heel. Storms proved that. A reminder that nature can dismantle the might of mortals.
A valid point, Archie, but they served their purpose when needed most. That's the benchmark of success.
Nature, too, demands respect, and even the samurai bows to its power. But on that day, the sea bent to the will of your armies.
Buckled, perhaps, but it did not bow, not without extracting its due. We paid dearly for every inch we advanced from those crafts.
Let us remember, the valor required to breach those waves also emanated from within, a testament to the warrior spirit.
Psychological warfare. Turn the enemy's mind into a battlefield. There's brilliance in sowing seeds of doubt within German ranks.
Not just them. Think about the lift to our boys' spirits, seeing Rommel's vaunted Atlantic wall about to be climbed.
It is a delicate dance of shadows and light. Lift your own while casting darkness upon your foe.
You're glorifying propaganda, though. It's a tool, effective, sure, but a double-edged sword that cuts both ways.
Propaganda's a fine word for it, Nadia, but let's call it what it is, warfare of the mind. Outthink, outmaneuver, outlast.
The samurai seeks perfection in all things, battle included. A perfect strategy leaves no room for the enemy's spirit to grow.
Exactly, Katsuro. Break their spirit and the body will follow. Control the narrative and the battle's half won.
Hold on. It's not just about breaking spirits. It's about forging unbreakable ones in our ranks, too. Boost morale, win wars.
And yet, there's an art to ensuring that the truth is not the first casualty in this mental onslaught.
The truth, Queen Alethea, the truth gets twisted into whatever shape wins the war. But let's not pretend it's pretty.
War's not meant to be pretty. It's meant to be won. Psychological ops, if they save lives on our side, they're as fair a weapon as the rifle.
A fair weapon, perhaps, but a samurai values honesty in combat. Can one be truly victorious if victory is won through deception?
Honesty's a luxury on the battlefield, one we often can't afford. Deception is just strategy by another name.
And strategy's the name of the game. You paint a picture so real, the enemy hangs it on their wall and admires it until it's too late.
A vivid image, Wild Bill, but let us not lose sight of the cost when the fog of propaganda clears.
The Allied effort wasn't just a few nations, it was a coalition force, a global commitment against tyranny.
True, and each nation's effort paved the road to Berlin, brick by bloody brick.
Not just nations, individuals. From the drafted to the volunteered, the contributions were as personal as they were collective.
Indeed, but let's not romanticize. Unity in cause doesn't erase the fractures of loss within each contributing nation's heart.
And among those losses, let's not forget the Commonwealth paid in full. Canadians, Australians, a brotherhood of sacrifice.
A brotherhood reminiscent of the bonds between samurai under a shared banner. Different crests, same undying spirit.
And undying it had to be. Without such spirit, Normandy would have been a bloodier mess than it was.
Jacob, we all bled the same on those sands. And the German bullets didn't discriminate by passport, now did they?
Discriminate, no. But remember, it wasn't just about bullets. Some nations provided the brains, the logistics. This wasn't just a meat grinder.
Nadia's right. Logistics, planning, it was a beast with many heads. Everyone brought their share to the table.
As they should have. The table of war is long and the feast is rarely fair.
Yet honor rests not in the equality of contribution, but in the equality of commitment. Every arrow loosed, every sword drawn, every life given, each carried weight.
Maybe so, but let's not gloss over this. It was American industry, British intelligence, and Soviet blood that turned the wheels of this war.
Jacob, every gear in that machine was crucial. You take one out, and the whole thing jams.
A machine, yes, but let us recognize it was fueled by the essence of human endeavor, sometimes underestimated but never unworthy.
Operation Neptune's go-ahead was a sheer gamble. To push forward, despite the weather, bold or foolhardy, it was a soldier's toss of the dice.
It's easy to debate in hindsight, Archie. Eisenhower made a call that could have been his ruin. It takes guts to make such a decision.
Guts and a trust in the men who said there was a window in that storm. Weathermen became tacticians that day.
And with every gamble, there is something to lose, something to gain. Would you have delayed, Archie? Waited for perfect conditions that may never have come?
The perfect is the enemy of the good, Your Majesty. Waiting could have unraveled months of planning, given the enemy time to breathe. Breath, time, tide, all things a warrior cannot command, only anticipate. It was a strategic roll of dice, indeed.
You think I don't know that, Katsuro? But war is the realm of the now, and then the now demanded action regardless of the clouds.
Still, the weight of that now was immense. Lives hung on that call. Damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Damned right, Jacob. But we did, and it paid off. Any commander worth his stars knows you play the hand you're dealt.
Even if that hand is fraught with the might of nature's own wrath? Would you all have made the same decision?
Weighing risks, that's the job. Eisenhower weighed them, and so would any of us in that seat.
And the scale tipped just enough in our favor. But let's not kid ourselves. It could have easily gone the other way.
As with all things in war and in life, one must stride forward with resolve, even if the path ahead is clouded by the mists of uncertainty.
Well put, Katsuro. Resolve found its place that day, and history remembers the bold, not the timid.
Joint Force Command. It's like conducting an orchestra where every instrument wants to play the lead.
A crash course in coordination and patience, not that the brass often has much of either.
Command on that scale, it's not for the faint-hearted. One misstep in the dance, and you've got boots treading on each other.
It's less of a dance, more a testament to trust in your fellow commanders. Without trust, the mightiest army crumbles.
Trust is one thing. Clear lines of communication, that's another. The chain of command must be ironclad.
Ironclad, yet flexible. like the willow that bends in the storm. Rigidity in command can break in the gale of war.
Katsuro, the willow's a nice image. But let's not kid ourselves. It was steel that held D-Day together. Steel and radio waves.
And a sheer force of will. Getting the Army, Navy, and Air Force all on point? That's nailing jelly to the wall.
Jelly or not, it stuck, Jacob, because everyone knew the stakes. Or does success only count if it's orderly?
Order, chaos, it all blends in the heat of ops. But yeah, you need a framework to start with, or you're flailing in the dark.
A framework hammered out through hard lessons. Make no mistake, we learned as much from our missteps as from our strides.
As the ancient tacticians taught, unity in purpose yields victory. Divided forces echo divided intentions.
Echoes that the enemy hears loud and clear. So yeah, unity, but with room for improvisation when the plan goes south.
Plans going south. That's the one certainty in war. You lot sound like you've been there.
War knows little of it, but a commander's mettle is forged in such fires, is it not?
Bombing French territory. I know it's strategic, but it's a heavy burden, collateral damage on friendly soil.
Collateral damage is a sanitized way of putting it. We're talking about civilian lives, homes destroyed. It's a cost that weighs heavy.
War is hell, Bill. We didn't write the rules, but we play the game. Strategic bombing is part of that brutal game.
This game costs lives. What of the innocent, the powerless? We roll dice with their fate, a heavy crown for any general to wear.
You lot think we British liked bombing our French allies? But the alternative was letting the Nazis dig in deeper, a steeper price for liberation.
Such decisions must align with the warrior's code. Is the path to victory worth treading if it's awash with the blood of the innocent?
I hear you, Katsuro, I really do. But this isn't about codes, it's about ending a greater evil.
And sometimes, ending that evil means making choices that'll haunt you. Doesn't make them any less necessary.
Necessary, yes, but never easy, never without consequence. We owe it to the fallen to remember that.
Consequences that shape the future as much as the present. We mold tomorrow with today's actions.
Weighing lives, it's a monstrous scale. Yet who among us would not do everything to shorten the war, to bring the boys home sooner?
The homecoming of warriors should not ride on the backs of those who never chose to fight.
But fight they did, in their own way, against an occupation. Sometimes freedom demands the cruelest sacrifices.
Sacrifices that should never be forgotten or discounted. Its cost is high, paid in full by soldiers and civilians alike.
Normandy was more than a battle. It was a seismic shift. It redefined warfare and shaped the modern military landscape.
Agreed. It paved the way for the future of combined arms tactics. But let's not sugarcoat it. War is still hell, no matter how you dress it.
Sugarcoating? No chance. But we did learn the value of lightning war from the Germans. Just turned it right back on them.
And yet this lightning war has its shadows. The long-term effects on those who fought and those who withstood the war's march across their lands must not be obscured.
That's straight talk, Alethea. Normandy laid groundwork for integration, joint ops, but every victory has its aftermath, its scars. Scars, yes, but also growth. The samurai knows that from strife comes enlightenment, and from turmoil, order may arise.
Enlightenment, sure, but let's be real. D-Day sent a clear message. No fortress is impenetrable. No dictator untouchable.
Impenetrable, no, but every dictator we topple seems to be replaced by another. We fight the same battles, different generation.
Yet, we've adapted, refined our doctrines, used technology to reduce the blood price. That's the legacy of Normandy.
A legacy written in sand and blood. It's a victory, yes, but one forever tinted by the cost paid in human currency.
The cost is high, too high, but Normandy echoes through history as a testament to what free nations can achieve when tyranny beckons. And so warriors continue to walk the path of those who fell before them, rising to the call with the same unyielding resolve.
Resolve, guts, and a little ingenuity. The world saw what free people could do when their backs were against the wall.
And we'll keep showing them, no matter the era or the enemy. That's the real takeaway from D-Day.
As we close this roundtable, let's take with us not just the tactics and strategies, but the remembrance of the human element in warfare.
Well put. It's that element, after all, that drives us to innovate, to protect, and ultimately to serve.
A toast to service, then. May we always remember the lessons of history and the price at which they come.
Here. And may we apply those lessons to ensure a safer, more secure future for the generations that follow.
Indeed, lest we forget the old adage, those who cannot remember the past are condemned to repeat it.
And in remembering, let us also move forward with the wisdom gleaned from such discussions. May our paths be righteous and our strategies sound.
Let our paths be righteous indeed, till we meet again, fellow commanders. May your decisions be both wise and courageous.
To wisdom and courage, to the past that has shaped us and the future that awaits us.
The future's a blank map. Let's chart it with boldness and clarity, as we did on that longest day.
To boldness, then, and clarity in our actions and in our memories. Salute.
Salute to the brave souls of D-Day and to our continuous endeavor for peace and stability.
May our swords remain sheathed, but our spirits ever vigilant. Farewell, until our next battle of wits.
Farewell, my noble counterparts. May we carry forward the spirit of this dialogue with honor and insight.